everything, every other group, because it is a government. It's a government, it's not a group, it's not a fanfare club. And I want you to understand, because it is the reason citizenship in the future Biafra will not be a gift. It is something that you must build and fund it. Because of this, let Mike Arnold also know, we have shared the document to him. Biafra Republic Government in Exile passed formal legislation. Legislation Bill number 02262026, which titled Official Brigade Policy of Support for Persecuted Christians in Northern and Middle Belt, Nigeria. We signed this document and we have passed it in as a law that we will provide safe haven to Christians from the Northern and Middle Belt who seek refuge in Biafra. And the policy includes the granting of automatic Biafran citizenship to such individuals upon independence, in a manner analogous to how Israel served as a homeland and refuge for Jewish people wide world. An independent Biafra would serve as a safe haven for Christians in West Africa. Briggy adopted this policy after consultation with the US senior officials. We had to report to Rallimore and say, fear not, this is who we are. It was not a group that responded. Okoma could not respond because Okoma's group, they are made up of one Nigerianist. People that still put one leg in Biafra and then they are playing politics in Nigeria. It happened in 2023. While Simon Ekpa, whom they are claiming they love today, was busy canvassing and saying no election in Biafra land, Ngozi Orabueze, Mamada Abu, what is the other one? That mouth like Mbomudara. What is her name? Rubbish Nadi, Periwinkle mouth, all of them in that group, including NKERE, they were busy playing Nigerian politics. That is the reason they have come together, like minds rub together. And today they are claiming they love Simon Ekpa. The same people that backstabbed him, the pictures are there. Or maybe they feel he will not come out. He will come out and see what you've been doing. Even in his presence, you were still backstabbing him. How much more now that he's in the prison? So what the Biafra Republic Government in Exile did is historic. Because one of the principal concerns raised by Rallimore was answered by our government. What happens to the Christians in northern Nigeria and in the Middle Belt if Biafra separates and the rest of Nigeria drifts further towards Islamic governance? Briggy answered that question immediately. Why? Because we don't believe in being right. We don't only believe in being moral. We believe in structure and organization. We believe in diplomacy. And that is what has made us to stand tall today. So we answered the question directly with a law that we will take them, we will give them citizenship. Biafra will be for Christians in West Africa that Israel is for Jewish people worldwide. That is a guaranteed homeland for them. That is it. We know who we are. So we passed this law in direct response to Rallimore concern. So when you hear Mike Arnold coming out to talk nonsense, it's because he doesn't have the information. He was busy playing one Nigeria. So he's looking for a way to fit in, to see if we can add him to the list of those that supported the Biafra freedom. So he has a website. If he doesn't have, I want to call it for him to hear. Go there, Mike Arnold. All the money that you've been receiving from NGOs to support your NGO, receiving from different organizations to fund your NGO in the disguise that you are carrying out humanitarian services in Nigeria. We have people in Biafra land that also need this aid. Go to our website www.biafrarepublicgovernment.org. Go and click donate button and also fund us, because we have people that are in need of help in Biafra land. Terrorists are there, burning their homes. They need a place to go back to. So don't sit there and start to direct us on how to run our government. Come inside with your money, because we've not seen any proof of your humanitarian services in Nigeria. I have not seen. You were busy colluding with Reno or mockery. Show us what you have done, and they will believe you. But stop coming to tell us to stop Biafra after 55 years. We will not stop. We can never stop fighting for Biafra. They must hear our voice. So Brigi is that government, a functioning, legislating, and diplomatically active government. It is not dead, with a prime minister who has sat across the table from the Speaker of the House of the United States of Representatives. That's who we are, a government in exile. So our citizenship will not be free. You must support for you to get this citizenship. It's not going to be a gift that will be handed over to you. It has never worked like that anyway. Not even for Israel, not even for Ireland, not even for South Sudan. No. Every person that has built their freedom into reality has done it through sustained, discipline, financially backed work, not with prayers. So the diaspora funded it. The lawyers worked for years without guarantees. The lobbyists made the meetings happen, and the documentation was compiled and presented in international forums over and over until the world could no longer look away. That is what freedom fighting is all about. We are coming to that one later. It is not magic that you put money today, tomorrow you expect result. It is only politics in Nigeria that can do like that. Collect a bag of rice. Oh yeah, vote for me, you vote. That ends it. And then tomorrow you go hungry again. We don't do like that in Brigi. Irish diaspora in America, they funded Irish independence for generations before it happened. The Jewish diaspora funded the legal, diplomatic, and military infrastructure of modern Israel before it became a state. South Sudan did the same thing. So these are not romantic stories that I'm giving to you. These are blueprints, and Brigi is following that blueprint. Brigi is not a WhatsApp group that today you create, tomorrow you destroy and go and start again. Next tomorrow you say this one is not working, destroy it, let's start another one. Shuhada, who does that? Do you know what we spend to register the business and to reach this level that you feel you can just get up from your sleep and say destroy it, tomorrow we'll build another one? This is not the temple Jesus was talking about. So pack one side. All of you in that group should pack one side. We are following the blueprints of every other countries that got their independence. So the question before you today is not about history, it is about right now. Because there is a prime minister in Washington, D.C. who has sat in rooms with the Speaker of the House. There is a law on record offering citizenship to persecuted Christians across West Africa. And there is a lobbying contract that is active and working. And there are congressional relationships being built and maintained every day as we speak. And there are questions being submitted to committees. There are meetings being held. Do you expect our government to be coming out to tell you the secret in of what they are doing in DC so that you go and link it to the Nigerian government? Since they refuse you entry into the nucleus of the government, you are jumping out like Ifrock, all of you jumping out, using English I don't even understand the meaning. Do you know the meaning of hijacking? You are the one hijacking Brigi's name because it is not your name. You stole it from the government. And now that the government is telling you, stop using that name. You will not cry to prison and look for who will salvage you. Stop using Brigi. It is not your name. You have no head. You are coming to tell us how to run our government. After you go back to your politics, all of you in that team, you are all the same person. So that is why we need you to come and support us now. So I'm asking you, not emotionally, I'm asking you as someone who has laid the evidence in front of you. Can you redirect even a portion of your resources to this one, to this freedom that we are talking about? Can you? Can you make the connection between what you've just heard and what it requires to change? Can you? Because if every Gemma that goes into Brigi, every AJ that goes into Brigi Washington operation is AJ that keeps our prime minister in those rooms. It is that AJ that keeps the truth in front of the congresspersons who have the power to block weapons sale to Nigeria, to impose sanctions, and to push for our freedom and recognition. But if you are sitting on the fence, waiting when the food is done, you will come and say, give me citizenship, then you are doomed for it. You will not get it. So we know who is fighting for the Biafran people. The Biafra Republic government in exile is not a committee. It is a government. I will yield my mic here before we proceed to the main thing about our government that we promised to. This one just make me to talk too much today. So yeah. So please share the space if you are just joining. Welcome, 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 welcome. My co-host, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, 247 here.
Biafra, speak
But
up
but
the mic and speak now
but
before we go to the next one. Yes, sir.
but that 247 that I just mentioned is not the one the one of that traitor. Yeah, I hope you understand what I mean by that.
Yes, yes, I understand. Yes, my girls, I understand. Biafra, speak up the mic now. We are not
Yes.
going to stay long. Yeah, please go ahead, please.
You said so many things and writing points. So okay, let me go ahead to contribute on our people, or should I say some of the things that is the problem of some of our people. Because I always like to use some, because you cannot generalize. Some of the problem some of our people usually have is that they are just following something just for. They are not reading the handwriting on the word. They are not accumulating or trying to, as in, retain what they have learned. So many of our people, or so many of us, witnessed when our prime minister, our first prime minister, Mazi Simon Epanjoku, said that this is true. Are you telling me that you did not hear it? That stupid Rafa Jere, the basket mouth himself, they never do well of a somebody. Rafa Jere, did you not hear when prime minister, our first prime minister, did you not hear when he said that in your useless 1 million years, that you can never destroy this BRGIE? But now you think that by you forming a group, or by you, because I see what is motivating this Rafa Jere, because he is the player. Forget about all these ones that are claiming that they are professor, this and that and that. Rafa Jere is the one, as in the forehead, as the one who is claiming to be the player, because he is the one they are using, believing that he is the one on the media. The same Rafa Jere that told our first prime minister that Biafra will eat his head. Now you are coming to become the holy. When I begin to look at the kind of hypocritical life some of our people are living, sometimes for some days now I decided, oh, let me stay out of media for my own good. For some times now, let me say for some days now, I have not been punctual in the media. Because when I begin to reason the kind of life some of our people are living, it drives me crazy. You look at somebody like this stupid and useless and the fake 2419. Somebody who lie, all manner of lie, in order to defend Ngozo Rabeze. Now he came out to claim holy Mweje. You look as stupid as that Diorama, that as foolish as that woman is. A woman that can never be trusted, a woman that knows very well that Ngozo Rabeze was the one who paid some people to go and shoot gun somewhere, and she now came back and said it was NKERE. And these are the people you want me, these are the people some of our useless brothers are following. A woman that came out to confess that everything she have said about NKERE was lie, and yet she is still lying the more right now, and people are following her. Who do our people? Who do this to our people? Today you will see somebody who will tell you that this BRGIE, this Mazo NKERE is the last bus stop. Tomorrow you see that person change and become something else. What kind of people are we dealing with? People that are not stable. People that are not integrity, and these some of people are the ones that will come out and tell you about integrity personified. What is different between these people and Shetima? My question is this: what is different between Ralph Ajere and Shetima? What is different between Ralph Ajere and Gumi? What is different between Ralph Ajere and Hope Uzodinma? What is different between Ralph Ajere and Soludo? Hope Uzodinma is selling his people because he's collecting money from Nigeria government. The same thing with Soludo. The same thing with Ralph Ajere. Are they telling me that they are not aware that what they are doing is not right? Is that what they are telling me? So our people should know the truth, because the Bible have said it and make it clear to every one of us who cares to know, or who cares. Truth shall set you free. If you fail to know the truth, if you are doing because you want money, you after money, that money will destroy you. I have built myself in a standard that I have said to myself, I can do something for money, but I cannot do everything for money. I am not saying it because I want to praise myself. This is the standard I have laid for myself. Money is not everything. Our people should know money is not everything. Learn how to be contented where you are. If you are lazy, you are the one who do yourself. Work. Most of you that are going gallivanting, doing betraying in one way or the other, you are doing it because you are lazy, because you cannot work for yourself. So without wasting much of our time, because we have other people who may likely want to speak, I must tell our people to stand up. Stand up and embrace the truth. Stand up and do the needful. Stand up and follow the road that the Bible has made us to understand, that road is very narrow. The road to the truth, the road to life is very narrow. But if you can be able to conquer and to stand firmly, victory shall be yours. But for some of you that are looking for that road that is very broad, thinking that is the road, where you will enjoy life, or where you ask yourself, what can it profit you? A betrayer. What can it profit you? A sellout. What can it profit you? That person who is thinking that only you can sell the freedom of 80 million Biafra. Ask yourself, what can it profit you to gain the whole world and lose your life? Thank you very much. I yield it from here. Thank you.
Thank you, my co-host. Thank you so much. So, Biafrans, a lot of people may say, okay, who are these people? Because the next thing we really have to understand the profile of those fighting for the Biafran freedom. We are going to look at the professional profile of Briggy Washington team immediately when we finish this what is it? Jingle. Because if you don't understand the profile of those that are fighting for you, you will not understand why you should support. You think that everybody are drunk, or everybody there because of the group that you belong to reason like the members of your group. So we will take time and explain that part so that our people will know that Biafra Republic government in Exile Washington team is not a fanfare club. It is not a breakaway committee. That these people are verified people that have credentials, operating team members. You see, it is very important for you to know who is leading you and who is working for you to be free. Everybody have the background and the biography of Ngozi that she's a mad woman. She's a psychiatrist. So everybody knows that one very well. And everybody knows the other middle group now that few families came together. And if you look at them, all of them reason together, they now know that they are good for nothing. But they don't know the caliber of people that is leading our affair in Washington, D.C. Hey, I don't know if I'm clear in what I'm saying. So let's listen to this jingle and then we will continue.
And even future military and oil deals. I mean, how seriously are these groups being taken in US policy circles?
Well, serious enough that you've got people like Ted Cruz, who is the conservative senator who chairs the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. He's a big supporter of the Biafra government in exile. He's a big supporter, actually, of the Somaliland region in East Africa. And Mike Pompeo, who was the former Secretary of State, and that was under Trump's first term.
And even future military and oil deals. I mean, how seriously are these groups being taken in US policy circles?
Well, serious enough that you've got people like Ted Cruz, who is the conservative senator who chairs the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. He's a big supporter of the Biafra government in exile. He's a big supporter, actually, of the Somaliland region in East Africa. And Mike Pompeo, who was the former Secretary of State, and that was under Trump's first term.
Never rise again. Biafra government in exile is a government that nobody born of a woman marching on this planet, using your foot to walk on the ground, will ever destroy. Never rise again. Biafra government in exile is a government that nobody born of a woman marching on this planet, using your foot to walk on the ground, will ever destroy. Never rise again. Biafra government in exile is a government that nobody born of a woman marching on this planet, using your foot to walk on the ground, will ever destroy. Never rise again. Biafra government in exile is a government that nobody born of a woman marching on this planet, using your foot to walk on the ground, will ever destroy.
Well, thank you, Your Excellency. My name is Jim Moran. I served in the United States Congress for approximately a quarter of a century. After I left the Congress, I began to represent some corporations and countries and causes that I believe in. It has been an honor to work with you, Your Excellency. Elias Gerasulis is my partner. This is primarily Elias's account, but I'm going to be working with him. While I was in the Congress, I was on the committee that funds defense and State Department foreign operations, as well as the Foreign Relations Committee. I have an interest in Africa. I was a principal co-sponsor of the African Growth and Opportunity Act. But most importantly, I do believe that Biafran independence is a just and noble cause. And I trust that you have a bright future ahead. We will try to secure your independence. We can't promise because the politics is not a particularly predictable situation in the United States today, and justice is not always served, but we will work towards that objective. I appreciate the opportunity to work on behalf of the Biafran people, and at this point, let me turn it over to Elias. Elias?
Oh, thank you, Jim, and it's an honor to be working with you on this, and we appreciate your lending your support, someone of your prestige and stature. That association will be so critical. So thank you, Jim. I appreciate it. And thank you, Mr. Prime Minister, Your Excellencies, and dear Biafrans in the United States and around the world. My name is Elias Gerasulis, and I am a good friend and colleague of Congressman Moran, and we are your new lobbyists here in Washington, D.C. However, you should know that we are more than just your lobbyists. We are fellow freedom fighters in the struggle for the liberation of Biafra. And similar to how your compatriots in the Biafran Defense Forces are securing your freedom on the homeland, we will be fighting for your freedom in the political and diplomatic battlefield here in Washington, D.C. And we will make sure that all these U.S. officials, all these congressmen and senators understand that the Biafran independence movement is a pure democratic civilian uprising against injustice, the very same one that we had in the United States when we declared our independence from the British 200 years ago. On a personal level, I knew I had to get involved in this struggle, not only because of my belief in the Biafran cause, but my belief in His Excellency, the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. As I got to know the Prime Minister, I could see that he has remarkable leadership qualities and vision. And I knew that instinctively that he was a man of destiny and that he will have a very important impact in Africa in the years to come. And I thought it was a personal duty to assist him. Already, the Prime Minister has made remarkable progress and has outsmarted the Nigerian system in many ways. The Prime Minister has done this with the self-referendum. He has done this with opening diplomatic liaison offices around the world. And I think by establishing a proper Biafran lobby in Washington, D.C., the Prime Minister has delivered his master stroke. And if you can look at the Nigerian media and the social media, you will see that this is something that's been highly publicized. And I think this is because they understand the moment that the United States starts to gain more support for the Biafran cause, it will be a game changer. Because when the United States leads, other countries follow. Congressman Moran and myself are your voice to the U.S. Congress, your voice to the White House, your voice to the State Department, your voice to the highest offices in this great land. And we will not stop until victory is achieved. Long live the free, independent, and sovereign Biafra. Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that brilliant speech there. Elias, we're happy to have you on board, and we have a lot of things to do together. Thank you. This particular appearance today is just to present you to the Biafrans in the United States. As I made my promise, I have fulfilled it. It is now that we go out there and do what we know how to do best. for the interest of
Thank you,
Biafra.
Mr. Prime Minister. It's our honor, and we look forward to serving you in the cause. Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister.
Thank you very much. Nice to have you.
Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister. It was a pleasure to see you again.
Thank you.
Look forward to working with you.
Thank you. Thank you, Chief Moran. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, we have heard that, and we will be going into their profiles. But before then, let's do something a little. Yes, so our Ogechi Kabao, His Excellency, the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile, His Excellency Ogechukwu NKERE. God's time is the best. Guinea, anybody that wants to go and hug Transformer is free. This is his time, and we are supporting him, and this is the Biafra time. It doesn't matter what you say. We are proud of what we have. This little nucleus, we are proud of what we have. If you know the meaning of nucleus, you know that the nucleus controls every other activity that is happening in the cell. So that is how strong and powerful we are. Yes, our brother gave his own contribution to what we said. He mentioned someone that also died because she loved Nigeria, and may her soul rest in peace. She said in the year 2000, this is from our brother Senator Endless. I love people that also do research to back up what we are saying. He said in the year 2000, fiance of fiancée of Glory Alozie died in a traffic accident. May she rest in peace. And they left her with the body that the body they didn't help get the body for burial, even as he won a gold medal for Nigeria. That was why she nationalized in Spain. And then she said, he said, it is indisputable fact the problems and crises going on in Nigeria today is foundational. Nigeria shouldn't have existed on the first place, but British created for their economic gain. So the problem and crisis began. So the solution is dissolution. Thank you so much. Yeah, he said she started running for them till when she retired. I believe she's still living there now. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love this. Yeah, I've also added this to my archives that someone called Gloria had to go through all this pain because she believed in one Nigeria. You don't need to die for what you did not create. What you did not create. Britain created Nigeria. So now we want to now go through the profile of those who are fighting for the Biafran people, because it is very, very important for those that will listen, not even us here, because we here at least we know the profile of those that are fighting for us. So I want to take a moment to do something that I think every Biafran deserves to know. And I want to tell you properly and completely who is actually fighting for your freedom in Washington, D.C. right now as we speak, because there's been so much noise out there and so much confusion. Yes, so and so much drama from groups using our name without our mandate. And some Biafrans have forgotten what the real brigade looks like. You see? So the real brigade is not a committee that meets on Zoom with no office address. It is not a press release factory signing document here and there, signing its communication from an unknown location. That is not brigade. It is not a group appointing ministers without a country or special envoy without a strategy. Because in my lifetime, I've never seen an envoy working for a committee or families. I've never seen that before. So we have to come back and know who Briggy is. The real Briggy that was built by our Prime Minister, whom he introduced it to the Biafran people, and is now led by His Excellency Ogechukwu Nkere. And he also has a Washington team that represent Biafra at the highest level of America political and legal life. And today I'm going to go through it briefly to introduce you to the people in that team, especially those of you that are in the listening section or may not be aware that we have such an amazing and intellectual team members working for your freedom. So I'm going to go through their credentials and with their verified professional histories, so that every Biafran listening or who will listen to this space later will know exactly what we choose for ourselves and exactly what the saboteur group could never replicate. If they try to replicate, they fall into the pit. I will do my very best, but my people are here as well. If I missed anything, please, you can pick up the mic when we finish and then give your own contribution. Solomon, I hope you can wait a little. Or do you want to say anything before I start? Hold on. Um, King David, King David, I've given you the mic. Any message before I start? King David?
I think he's having problem. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, my co-host.
I think he's having
So
problem with
I
his,
should continue.
I think he's having problem with his network. I'm trying to bring him back.
So I should continue.
Okay, continue.
Okay. Okay. So I want to start with our Mazi Elias Garasolis. You know, he is the engine. Because everything about Elias's background explained why our first Prime Minister Simon chose him, and we also supported him and they introduced him to Biafrans, and why Patrick Smith, one of the most respected Africa analysts in Britain, who is also a British national, called him extremely effective in Washington DC when he had that interview, and that was why I played it for you. Yes, Solomon. Yes, Solomon. Solomon, your hand is up. I think he cannot hear me. So every credentials I'm about to read to you is verifiable.
Am I coming out well?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought I'm very grateful for giving me the microphone. In short, as I said before now, that you are one of the voice I want to be hearing in Vobi, and our sister, my my beloved Betty. What? I want to be hearing your voice and all of us because you are doing me good by your teaching. I'm in short. I don't want to waste time. I will not waste our time. What we are doing is divine. Our Elias is divine. God, by divine relation, we got him, and our first prime minister, being a wise man, adopted him instanta for more details, and that is where we are in. So I'm very grateful. I'm very happy for what is going on. Forget about those confusionists or those that are confused. They will remain confused because they are not whiter and they are not whiter than snow, as our spin leader has said. So if you are not whiter than snow, no how you will continue to this day. So God is selecting the people for the last moment. So God is with us. Elias is doing great. Our PM, NKERE, is doing great. God is using them. And Balawa is doing great. Tutor is doing great. Betty Ford is doing great. And all the cabinets. We are wonderful. MID. And in short, we are doing great. So what I am saying today, any person that is not with the bridge is alone. If they like, let them go and borrow money from World Bank. They waste that money. If they go and spend their last account, they are wasting their time. Why? Because why people work with accuracy. So only people with the accuracy is bridge or led by NKERE. So no two ways about it. So if you don't believe no NKERE, go and hook near the transformer and there. We no leave, no transfer. We are, in short, we are resolute. The language of our spring leader. We continue where they stop. We are still whoever that don't love NKERE, don't love Biafra. Is the enemy of Biafra. So that there's no two ways about it. So I'm just saying this, whoever it may be, if you like, be my mama, be my whoever it may be, and you deviate because of a loaf of bread, well, you deviated and you die, and well, God will have mercy on you, the person. But as for me, if I turn back, I don't turn back. So I don't have much to say. Whoever that deviated because the strength is small. But there is still a chance. If the person can come in as a prodigal son, God will have mercy. If he never cause damage like Adandu Ocho, now the other man, what they call Ajere, so all those people, or Fulani, those people they are actors. I don't think they have no mercantilism. Broken bottle have no mercantilism. So that is by the way. So I don't, my battery is about to dawn. It's ready now. So I just want to say this and close. So Tutor, continue. And
Thank you.
whoever still want to talk, talk.
Thank you.
All the Biafra.
All hail Biafra, King Solomon. Thank you for that submission. Thank you for using that your little battery to speak to the Biafran people. They've heard you. Thank you so much. So I was about looking into the profile of our amiable lobbies. Mazi, His Excellency, Mazi Obong Elias Gerasolis. Now, you know, we all listened to the interview that I played and all the jingles that I played, where Patrick said Elias is extremely effective. It was not our Prime Minister that said it. It was a British national that said it. So, let's look at the firm. He has his own firm. You see, what you don't know is bigger than you. People that are Sabo, they believe in fanfare. Notice me, notice me, notice me. But when you are working with educated people, they are not interested in all this notice me attitude, because empty vessels makes the loudest noise. They believe in outcome. They input something and then they expect an outcome. Just like what they're saying, that people are not donating in our freedom. Who told you? You think everybody comes to Allah and say, I'm giving 1,000 a year, so that he or she is the highest donor. We don't do like that in Brigade. We have heavy financiers in our backyard. They don't want you to even notice that they are donating. Hey. So when you say people are not donating because it's a Prime Minister that is leading, you are deceiving yourself. All of you there with that propaganda. Because there is something inside Ogechukwu's government. So when they drop, it doesn't make noise. But in your own group, because it is already empty, it will make noise with pakram pakram. It may even be that it is one person that is donating, others don't donate. They're all audio donation. So when they said, I saw some people say, oh, Moran Global, Sake, Elias. Who told you? Because what you don't know is bigger than you. So initially, he was somewhere else with Moran Global, but he has started his own firm. He started his own firm early this year, and the name is Washington and Madison LLC. He is the founder, and he is the CEO. His own registered Washington, D.C. lobbying firm and consulting firm named after two America's founding presidents. That is the name of his lobbying firm. And previously, he worked with Moran Global Strategies. He was a partner and the vice president. And this Moran Global Strategies was founded by the former Congressman Jim Moran, who served 24 years in Congress. So Elias was a senior leadership at that firm before founding his firm. If you go to Moran Global Strategies website today, you will see the picture of Elias as a team member. And when Elias founded his own team and his own firm and registered it, he wrote there that he is affiliated to Moran Global Strategies. So those of you Umuokokos that are busy because you are empty, you are looking at the first headline because you need to carry propaganda. Moran Global he did not sack anything that stayed together. You are an idiot. Foolish people. Go there, you see. Also go to Elias's website, Washington and Madison LLC. You will see Moran Global Strategies as a team member. Umo Okoko. You are looking for fake propaganda to spread everywhere. They are still working together. But there is need for expansion because what you don't know is bigger than you. You think they will come out and give you reasons why they had to create their own, why they, no. No, they can never behave like that because they are not empty vessels. They are not seeking for attention. They know exactly what they are doing. Now, he did not only work in moral global strategy, but that was the last place he worked before he established his own. He worked with Livingstone Group, which is a senior Washington, D.C. lobbying firm founded by still former Congressman Robert Livingstone, who was Speaker-elect of the U.S. House of Representatives in 1998. He also, the think tank, which is legislative director at the American Hellenic Institute, a Washington, D.C. foreign policy center and think tank focused on international affairs. So Elias is not thinking alone. When it is beyond him, which is why there is a teamwork, he goes to this think tank and says, can you advise me? You are highly intellectual in international affairs. I think I have some challenges here. Can you? Because it is not about him. It is about the growth of the team. We need to. He's after the progress. He's after the breakthrough of the Biafran people. Not, I don't know. Okay, let us pray. You
I'm
see?
idiot. So if you money.
So he has that think tank. And the United Nations, advisor to the permanent mission of Greece to the United Nations. He has worked inside the UN system and breaking down where Elias has put his two legs and has gained wisdom. He has gained knowledge and the skills to work for the Biafran people. Not someone who got the title envoy imposed on him, because Joseph knows that there is no way he can act as an envoy to a committee. There is no way he can act as an envoy to groups of persons. No, who still believe that their leader should be giving them instruction from the prison. So the man is like, why should these people give me this title? That he has no idea of what this title entails, because it's not supposed to be applicable here. You see, you will hear a UN envoy to this state or US envoy. Those are all nations with envoys, not a group of two saboteurs family coming together and making noise. So these are the areas that our Maazi Obong Elias has put his two legs with his brain, everything in him, working and learning. He also graduated from University of Pennsylvania, which is one of the American 8 Ivy League universities, the same institution that produced President Donald Trump. You see? So he did not buy his certificate like Choma Okoma and the husband. He did not buy his certificate like Imam Madabu and all those people in their group. He earned his degree because he needed the best. He had to study in the same university that produced the current president of the United States, meaning that he is an alumni. If President Trump stands, Elias will stand. Hey, what are we talking? Let us see Joseph stand now. Then, what is his specialization? Because when they asked Joseph, Joseph said it is prayers. International affairs, representation of foreign and sovereign clients, diplomatic engagement between countries. You can hear that even African countries now, they are looking for who Elias come here. They want to engage him. They want to, give him the contract. They want Elias to be the head of their team, to be the head of their diplomatic meetings and engagement with all other countries. So they're busy looking for him. Say, Elias, come, because they have seen what he's doing with the Biafra Freedom Quest. He is making name. Because for someone to make Washington, D.C. to hear about Biafra after 55 days is not a child's play. Because these African countries knows the way that Nigerian terrorist country have been suppressing Biafra since 1966 till date. So, excuse me. So for Elias, our lobbyists, to make sure that the United States congresspersons hear the name about Biafra and what has been happening in Nigeria, they say this must be a competent lobbyist. And we need him to lead us in areas we don't understand very well. And they say, Elias, come. We are proud of what we have. You, accountability group, show us what you have. All those DOAs, IV, whatever. Bring your own now, let us see. You cannot bring it out. So he's advising president, advising prime ministers, head of state, and revolutionary leaders. These areas are the areas he specialized in. And does he have network? The answer is yes. I'm taking time for those that don't know where they're supposed to be, so that they will know those that are leading their freedom in Washington, D.C., not in one room. He worked closely with U.S. Congress. He worked closely with U.S. Department of State. He worked closely with National Security Council. He worked closely with White House, and he also leading think tanks and NGOs. You see? Now, I want to explain what each of these credentials means for Biafra specifically, because a CV is just words until you understand why each line matters. We need to understand. Now, Washington, D.C., Washington and Madison, D.C., that is his own firm. So Elias did not just work for someone else's lobbying firm. He founded his own. Washington and Madison LLC is registered under his name. So this means that when Elias advocates for us, Biafra people, he is not just a junior associate following a partner's instruction. No, he is now the boss. He is the principal. He is the decision maker. He can, do whatever he wants to do. The person whose professional reputation is on the line with every move he makes for Biafra. Founders of Washington, D.C. consulting firms do not attach their names to causes they do not believe in or clients they cannot deliver for. So their reputation is the product, and Elias has put his name on it. So it matters a lot for Biafra. Now look at the Livingstone group he also worked with, because it tells you a lot about his level. The Livingstone group was founded by Robert Livingstone, who was elected Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives in 1998. And it is one of the most powerful positions in American government. So Livingstone resigned before taking the speakership, but his firm carries those congressional relationships. Yes, even when he was not there. So Elias served at senior level in that firm. Meaning, did he learn something? He learned a lot. That is why he's so experienced. So he learned a lot as he served at that senior level. So this tells you the tier of Washington, D.C. operation Elias was trained on in a very high level, high class, the top level. So he did not come up through a small local advocacy organization, or neither was he even forced to resign because there was some, foul play in the department that he had, just like Joseph. Hey, are you people aware of that? That there was some sensations of fraud in the department that Joseph worked with, and he was forced to resign. Go there and check his profile. Hey, but have you seen such case in Elias's case? The answer is no. So he operated in firms built by people who held the largest legislative offices in the country. Now let's look at UN advisor. That is where the international law dimension. Why does it matter for Biafra? Elias served as advisor to the permanent mission of Greece to the United Nations. So when you see him, that his brain is filled with what he has, sipped out from all these departments he has worked with. So his brain is filled with knowledge. He knows what he is doing. He doesn't joke. You see, now I don't know for now this. I don't even know this position they gave to me, blah, blah. Elias is not like that. The permanent mission is Greece's official diplomatic representation at the UN in New York. So this means Elias has worked inside the formal architecture of international diplomacy, not just in Washington, D.C. politics, but in the UN system. And in this UN system, you have sovereignty, you have self-determination and recognition in that same forum. So for Biafra case, which will eventually need to be argued in international forum. This experience is directly relevant for us. We don't need to go and hire a new person, like some people say, destroy this structure, Simon Ekpa will come out, open another one. No, 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 we are not doing WhatsApp group. Neither are we doing women meeting. So when it is time to argue this freedom in international forum, Elias already have the experience. So he knows how the UN works from the inside. We don't need to go and look for somebody that is new, who will be coming to tell us, you see, I cannot penetrate. Let's begin to do prayer and fasting. He cannot tell us that. We know what we have. Then, the other one now, advising president, prime ministers, and all the leaders, it matters so much for us because his official profile states he has advised these people. So, Biafran Prime Minister, our first Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, is in the last category of Prime Ministers that he also addressed. So Elias is not learning on the job with Biafra Mbano. He has done this before, so he knows what it takes to represent a non-state actor seeking international recognition. He knows the obstacle that will be. Didn't you hear the interview? Because of time, I would have played it again. Didn't you hear how he was educating our Prime Minister? Didn't you hear it? He was reading it, narrating it. You see the passion in him. And our Prime Minister was, wow, this is a wow. But when the other one came, all of them, they carry face like Hamatan Pupu. Immediately when the man said, I don't know, I have told you, I'm not who I cannot pretend that I am a finished. They were like, eh? You could see their faces like Hamatan Pupu. You know that time in back in Nigeria, when you want to go to the stream and it is Hamatan time, the Pupu you see by the stream side, if you look at the face, that is how their face is wearing in that Zoom meeting. Because they did not understand. But in the case of our Elias and our first Prime Minister during that introductory Zoom, our Prime Minister was smiling so relaxed. Is that the government that some idiot say he will come back and destroy? Or go and start something else? You are an idiot. I am telling you, I owe nobody apology. So our Elias has done this job before. So he knows what it takes. He knows which congressional office matters and which relationship opens which door. That is why our current Prime Minister, when they go to meet Congress persons, they are not confused in which office they should enter. They are never confused. Have you heard any complaint like that we miss track? No. Because Elias had already been exposed. So he knows all these things. He knows the pathway. That institutional knowledge does not come from a think tank fellowship. It comes from years of doing this work. Somebody's mic is off. You see? So he knows what he is doing. Now, the Iroko, gong, 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 the Amandabiri, that when Ngozi hears his name, hey, Ngozi will begin to say, who has brought this man to me? Hey, Amandabiri, the Iroko, gong, gong, gong. Now let us know, because I want Biafrans to know who is working for them. Tell other groups, all those splinters groups, to bring their representative. We want to check something. Hey, we want to check something. Amandabiri is the General Legal Counsel to Washington and Madison LLC. This is the legal counsel to our Mazi Elias. Yes. So I want to tell you, Biafrans that will listen to this space later, about the lawyer. This man is the lawyer that provides legal counsel to Washington and Madison LLC, and by extension to Briggy Washington Operation. When I say Briggy, you know that it is us that we are talking about, because when I tell you who this man is and what he has done, I want all of us to understand. Please, anyone making mistake, when you pick the mic, feel free. I want us to understand the difference between this man and the former Blackwater Council, who says the fastest way to freedom is prayer. That is Joseph. Now, let's start from experience. Let me sit down very well, because this is the real space today now. Now, Aman Dabiri has 28 years of representing and advising governments, even embassies, and multinational companies in international law. So he is not an amateur. He is not an apprentice. Where is his office? He has primarily in Washington, D.C. He has office in Paris. He has office in France. He has office in Belgium. So 3 offices across 2 continents. Did they hear that he rented it and put flag for a few minutes and removed the flag? No. Permanent offices. Let's look at specialization. He has up to 4 specialization. First, Foreign Sovereign Immunities Act, that is FSIA, which is the US federal law that governs when foreign governments can be sued in America court. Deep specialization in jurisdictional issues and exceptions to foreign immunity. Second specialization is on the US Federal Court for Sovereign Clients and has petitioned for and opposed application for, they call this one, is it certiorari to Supreme Court of the United States. Now, specialization number 3. US Sanctions and Offer Compliance, the Office of Foreign Asset Control, the same agency that sanctioned Boko Haram financiers. So he knows how sanctions work and how to navigate them. Specialization 4, International Arbitration, which is ICC, which is the International Court of ICC, International Court of Arbitration, UCSID, which is the World Bank Arbitration Center, and the AAA Cross-Border Reinforcement of Arbitral Awards. Now let's see Supreme Court. He has petitioned the Supreme Court of the United States on behalf of sovereign clients. Not many lawyers in the world have done this, but Amanda Berry did it. Let's look at what they call Lockerbie case. Our mama is here. Anywhere I make mistake, this is law. She will correct me. He has served as a long-time legal counsel to Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi. He also led U.S. counsel for the government of Libya in the $2.7 billion US Lockerbie settlement that lifted UN and US sanctions and restored diplomatic relations between Libya and the United States. Okay, let's look at his sovereign client, government of Libya, Sudan, Armenia, Kazakhstan, among others. Now you have to include Biafra. And languages, he can speak English, he speaks Farsi, he speaks French, he speaks Armenian, 4 languages across that he can speak. Now, if you are asking me, why does this matter to Biafra people? It matters a lot. You need to know why all these profiles matter to you. And we are going to start with the Lockerbie settlement. Why it is directly relevant to us, the Biafran people. Because this is the single most important credential in his file for understanding what he can do for us Biafrans. The Lockerbie settlement in 2003 involved Libya, which is a country under UN and US sanctions. And you know very well when you are under sanctions that you are politically isolated, accused of state-sponsored terrorism, achieving a negotiated settlement with the United States and United Kingdom worth $2.7 billion US, which resulted in the lifting of all major international sanctions and the restoration of full diplomatic relations. So Ahmad Dabiri was led US counsel for that process. And what he did for Libya is structurally similar to what a free Biafra would need. We need international negotiations. We need sovereign recognition. We need lifting of hostile designations and restoration of diplomatic standing. So he has done exactly this at the highest level for real government, and he's ready to do it for the Biafra people. All you need to do is to fund. When we say bring your Eje and your Ejema, this is where it is going, because they are not doing it for free. These are the people that are fighting for you to be free. And you need to fund. Support us. Start from this first donation. You see? So he's ready to do this for Biafra, but he's not going to do on credit. The Foreign Sovereign Immunity Act. It matters so much for us because the legal framework is what Biafra will need. So the FSIA governs when foreign governments can be sued in US courts and when they are protected from suit as well. So for Biafra's legal strategy, this is very, very critical for us. Any future legal action against Nigeria in US court, maybe for asset or for accountability, let's say for sanctions enforcement, will involve these FSIA questions. And Aman Dabiri's deep specialization in it, combined with his experience representing sovereign clients, means he understands exactly how government use and defend against this law. So this has been on both sides of those arguments in US federal courts. We did not go for what will I even classify them? We did not go for people or clients that will come and tell us to quote Bible portion for us to get freedom. We went for people that have high profile and are competent in what they are doing. They are expatriate in what they are doing. We went for people that if you wake them up from sleep and say, how can you do this? They release it for you offhand. Not people that will delay to answer a simple question. His 3 offices in Washington, in Paris, in Brussels, he has this international freedom movement. So he does not only succeed in Washington, D.C. The EU Parliament in Brussels, the French diplomatic establishment in Paris, and the broader European legal framework are all critical to Biafra's international recognition strategy. So Dabiri has offices in all these 3 cities. So he can argue Biafra's legal case in Washington, D.C. courtroom. He can also brief European Union officials in Brussels and engage the Paris diplomatic community at the same time. So the saboteur group has no address. So Dabiri has 3. 4 governments as client matters a lot. Because when you look at the 4 governments that he has right now, and some that they've not even updated yet, the Libya, the Sudan, the Armenia, and the Kazakhstan, these are not private companies. Neither are they prayer rooms. These are sovereign states, government with UN seats, government with diplomatic missions and complex international legal situations. So Aman Dabiri has represented all of them in US court and in international arbitration. So a lawyer who represents government in US federal court is not a stranger to any political complexity. He's not a stranger to contest sovereignty or to cases where legal arguments and the political argument must be made at the same time. So that is precisely the kind of legal work that Biafra path to recognition will require. So when we say support your freedom, we are not saying it because we feel like saying it. We are saying it because that is what we need. We have people that are leading you. We have people that are making sure that our voices are heard when all of us cannot go to Washington, D.C. So the sanctions and the OFAC expertise also matters a lot to us Biafrans, because Aman Dabiri advises clients on US sanctions compliance and OFAC enforcement. OFAC is the same US Treasury agency that in 2022 sanctioned 6 individuals for financing Boko Haram through a network in UAE. So the Nigerian government has 96 named terrorism financiers in its own files who work free. If Briggy ever build a case for US sanctions targeting those individuals, Aman Dabiri understands exactly how that mechanism works from both sides. So he knows how to use it and how to defend against it. That is the point I'm making. And then we have the Jim Morrell. I told you Jim Morrell is still with Elias. Elias is still with Jim Morrell. What you don't know is bigger than you. He has been in the Congress, United States Congress, Virginia 8th Congressional District from 1991 to 2015. So 24 consecutive years. And he has worked in Defense Appropriation Committee. He has worked in State Department and Foreign Operation Committee. He has worked in Foreign Relation Committee. And he has Africa record. He was the principal co-sponsor of the African Growth and Opportunity Act, which is the primary US legislative framework governing economic relations with sub-Saharan Africa. And he has Moral Global Strategy, funded after the Congress, and earlier served as partner and vice president, and is still affiliated with him. So, two now work together on Washington and Madison accounts, including Biafra. You get it? So this man is very, very useful to us. He sat on the committee that fund defense spending. So meaning that he also participated in every major decision about who gets American weapon and who does not. So he knows. He also participated in every major decision about US diplomatic priorities around the world. And he sat on the Foreign Relations Committee, meaning he was in the room when America decided how to engage with foreign government, independence movement, and international conflict. So he knows everything. That is a map of most important rooms in Washington, D.C. for Biafra case. And Moral Global Strategy has been in those rooms for 24 years. His phone call still gets returned when he calls their members. So when they are deceiving you, hey, he's not doing this, who told you? African Growth and Opportunity Act is not a small piece of legislation that he worked, because it governed the entire framework of US economic and engagement with 49 sub-Saharan African countries. So being a principal co-sponsor means Moran was one of the lead architects of how America relates economically and diplomatically to Africa at the legislative level. So his Africa interest, which you heard him inform our Prime Minister, is not something he developed to serve Biafra. It's not something he developed to serve Biafra. It predates Biafra by years. So he arrived at his course with decades of genuine engagement with African policy already behind him. So he did not make a mistake. So his Africa interest is not something he developed to serve Biafra, but it predates Biafra by years. So it is very, very important we fund our freedom. Those are the people that are working for us to get our freedom. So if you compare to those that they brought for you, you see that the difference is 7-up. Complete 7-up. I am not attacking this man. Oh. I am not attacking, what is his name? I am not attacking Joseph as a person. He may be a very decent man. It's not my problem. And he may have genuine intention, but intentions are not credentials. And Biafra's freedom is too important and too costly in lives and suffering and decades of pain to be entrusted to someone whose answer to the most important question in our movement is, I don't know. And the only strategy he has is prayers and letter writing to Cardinal for prayers. So why would they bring someone and use him to deceive Biafrans who would have contributed their money to the Biafra Republic government in exile, headed by His Excellency NKERE? Why would they divert their attention? That is the problem here. Because they deceive Biafrans that as soon as this man comes, he's going to perform magic today, tomorrow, Simon Ekpa will be out. And they gave him the title envoy. And the man does not know what it means. Even those that gave him, they don't know the meaning. Because if they have brain, they would have known that there is no way they will have an envoy attached to a committee. What am I even saying committee? It's an insult to a committee. These are a group of families coming together to fight stupidly out of jealousy and envy. And believe me, few months now they will disappear. because they will not have any information to tell Biafrans again. So it's too expensive. Our Mazi Elias has advised head of state. Amandabiri has negotiated so many things. That is bringing team that we started with, and we are still continuing with that. And it's continued today by His Excellency our Prime Minister Ogechukwu NKERE, who is operating it right now. He's not hijacking anything. And the saboteur group is running a Zoom call, waiting for Cardinal Arinze to host prayer for them. So that session was for us to look at the credentials of those that are leading the Biafra people and will continue to lead. But before we go into the script of their what is it called? Their press release, I don't know if anybody have anything to say before we go there. I hope you are still hearing me. Please share the space if you are joining.
Yes, sir, we are hearing you. Let me choke my mouth small. Can I go ahead?
Go ahead now before we start the next. All these people that are in this space, is it that everybody is working? Maybe if you are working, make good use of the comment section. Don't leave the space for me and Onyenyere only, please. Or I will end the space and will not go to the next one. Go ahead, my co-host.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let me just choke my mouth from where you just discussed. You see, I think even the layman can see it. Even the blind that cannot see are seeing this very one. The reason that the blind are seeing it, just that some of Biafrans are not telling themselves truth. Some of Biafrans are follow. I don't know why you cannot make decision on your own self. I don't know why some of you decided that your decision will base on one platform that you went to listen. I don't know why you don't have this spirit of the English people call it a design. How did they call it? A design spirit, design spirit. You know, we are not. Our language is not English. However, I break it, you understand. Discernment. Somebody that can be able to allow your spirit to tell you this is true, this is not true. If you have this spirit of God in you, you will know when you are going the right way and when you are going the wrong way. You see, so many of us have done something to an extent. We no longer have a conscience. Do you know the importance of a conscience? A conscience is a part of your mind that tells you when you are going wrong and when you are doing the right thing. I don't know how we can be able to compare BRUGIE, which the original, not even sometimes I find it very hard to say there is original BRUGIE. There is only one BRUGIE. The other one is back. That is why they are barking like a dog everywhere they are. Coming here to be differentiating or be telling us the portfolio of this and that, I think it does not make any meaning because there is no how you can compare. I don't know why some Biafrans will follow somebody who called the lobbyist, the attorney, which our prime minister, our first prime minister, the Obato Obie one, introduced to us. And some gullible people, some group, call them criminal, call them all manner of name. Then along the way, they came back and said that if they should come back and work with them. And you Biafrans want to take such people serious. I don't understand. There is no way I can compare our own Elias, our own Amanda Berry. There is no way I can compare them with this their recruitment. If you look at the way things is unfolding, you see that these people are lacking. They are playing their last card. First, they come with this Takia. Oh, they are bringing Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa to speak to Biafran. They bring him the first time. They bring him the second time. I think they brought him to the extent of the third time. Now it becomes obvious that that particular Takia is not working. What is the next step they took? They came back and tell us, oh, now they are working with what is this? Our defenses that are working in this our riverine side. This our forces. They came back and bring those people that they are now working with those people in order to make or to buy the Biafrans or to make Biafrans to follow them. Yet it's not working. Now they came back to bring our respected defense forces, one of them, which is gentle, believing that it will work, yet is not working. Now they finally now come to tell us that they brought an attorney or whatever they call him. Is still not working. Are these people not tired of this their gambling that they are playing? The person who disappointed me the most is this woman that they call Chioma Ukoma. I don't know that this woman, oh, I don't want to use a foul word on her. But that woman disappointed me the most. Among all of them, that woman is the one I have so much respect. I hold her in a high esteem. But she disappointed me. Upon her level of education, that she said that she's a professor and that she could not be able, hatred taking her unaware to an extent. Hatred made her to derail. So I am calling on you Biafrans that are following them sheepishly. I am calling on you Biafrans that are following them ignorantly. I am calling on you Biafrans that are following them because of your hatred you have over Mazi NKERE. I don't know what Mazi NKERE have done to you, but look it in the other perspective that he's a human being. He may wrong you in one way or the other, but you should not because of that and say, okay, because of you hate him so much, for that reason, you should destroy this struggle. Nobody is perfect in life. This time is the right time to make a U-turn. This time is a time for you to turn around and do the needful. For the sake of Biafra, for the sake of freedom, for the sake of our land that Fulani will take if you refuse to turn around. For the sake of our people that Fulani has slaughtered, this military that are reintegrated by Fulanis. For the sake of what the innocent people they are slaughtering, the time is now for you to turn around and do the needful. All of you have seen how Nigeria defend, what is it called, defense for defense minister or whatever it's called, is using a prodigal son as illustration to convince their so-called Nigeria that Boko Haram are becoming a prodigal son. making people to understand that in the Bible, the prodigal son was forgiven. For that reason, Boko Haram should be forgiven. I have not seen this kind of a thing in my whole life. A terrorist that have killed, have massacred people, you are calling them a prodigal son. The Bible, that prodigal son in the Bible was forgiven. For that reason, Boko Haram and all these Fulani terrorists should be forgiven. All of you are seeing it. And what matters to some of gullible Biafrans is to follow sheepishly. So I am calling on you tonight. If you are here for sake of freedom, if you are not here for the sake of for formality, if you are here for the sake of this freedom, this night, tomorrow is too late. This night is the right time for you to turn around and do the needful. Thank you very much. I have to yield the mic here. Day one. Thank you. Okay, let me hand over the mic. Let me hand over the mic to our minister, our beautiful. You can take over the mic and speak to Biafra. Thank you. Sister beautiful. Okay. Okay.
Yes,
Go ahead.
yes. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, loud and clear, yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Biafrans, I stand on the existing protocol, and I urge everyone who is available to say something to Biafrans. The way I see Biafrans are like all these orphans who have no mother, no father, nobody to speak on their behalf. But my people, we have to learn how to take advantage of anything that is available and close to what you need. What we need is always different from what you want. You can want somebody that something that your life does not need. For instance, when you are not sick, you will be taking Panadol. What for? But when you are really sick, you have headache, you need Panadol. So what we need now is to get sense from what people are saying. A lot of things has been said, but before I go ahead, I have to remind us that tomorrow is still our fundraising. I have made my own donation, and the link, I haven't sent my receipt to TOS. I will send a receipt after this. I have made the payment. Now, Biafrans, why am I saying this? Most of us that live abroad and those who live in homeland, most of us are not properly educated. And some of you, they know themselves. Why am I saying it? I'm saying it because when you come to something that you don't know anything about, just take time, listen, watch. For instance, our sister, for example, she's a good researcher and a very good analyst. And you don't have to come and start fighting her for that. All you have to do is to watch and see what is left for you to do. She has analyzed, she has researched. After the analysis, you can evaluate. By using everything she's saying, she researched on, that she analyzed to you, to work. Now, she has researched on our lobbyist, Elias, a very powerful man. What makes a man powerful? When you have something above others, above your peers, people that you're supposed to be on the same pedestal with. But what they have, you don't have it. It is not for you to come and start fighting that person. But take time to learn. We all live abroad in overseas countries. People that we respect so much. Because if your fellow black man tells you something, you don't listen to it until a white man says it. So we live in their country. We watch them. We like to behave like them, but we don't act like them. In a country, if there are 10 people, and one is engineer, one is a doctor, the other one is a soldier, and one is a police or a lawyer, they will allow each and every one of them to go ahead in their line of practice and specialization. It's not for you to come and be squabbling with somebody with what they already know. Go and learn your own. Or now, that's why I like to learn. I like to work with tutors. I personally like to learn. I went to university as after my civil service in DSU, and I came to UK to study and went to uni and did all I did because I know that it is my duty to do that. And if there is no one who knows what I know, if you come to bring your jealous attitude towards me, you're wasting your time. You might as well use that time to go and study. Because what she is specialized in is not the same as yours. For instance, if you are a lawyer, we have academic lawyers, we have professional lawyers, we have teachers, we have lecturers. So, Biafrans, now she is a good researcher, she is a good analyst. Evaluate it. Use whatever you hear to work. As a matured person, I know that some of them that ran away because the standard they are seeing in this our space is beyond their skills and ability. It's nobody's fault that you are a stark illiterate. Go back to school. When I was in the uni, I saw a woman of 60. And she said to me, Betty, I want to be a lawyer. And I am 60 now. I must be a lawyer before I die. And she qualified. That is determination. Number one, if you want to instruct anybody, like the CRC went, instead of bringing that money to their government, they went and wasted it. There is what they call a progress report or success rate. If you are going to instruct a lawyer, that's why in United Kingdom, if you are a lawyer, the Law Society will require you to hang your certificate in front of your office so that anybody who is coming to instruct you will be able to go and check your profile with the SRA, Solicitors Regulatory Authority, SRA. They will go there and search about you and even know your success rate before instructing you. And when they instruct you, it is also your duty to tell them what you can and cannot do. And your area of specialization, you have to list it down anyway. So now, they went and instructed somebody without checking his success rate to know whether he is a specialist in this area they are instructing him, whether he can operate in another country. They did not do it. Why? Because they are jealous of NKERE. They want to outsmart NKERE. They want to knock heads together. This is the only area we all specialize in. Fighting your own brother out of no reason. When you want to do something, ask yourself, why do I do this? What is going to be the result, the consequences of what I'm trying to do? That's the basic thing in life. Otherwise, you will lose. Because now, the money they paid that man, he is definitely going to be charging them hourly rate. They have lost that money. where they were fighting Mazi Ogenkere's background. And they're telling you that when Simon comes out, Simon will go and form another government, forgetting that Simon was the one who formed this Breji, who brought even this Elias and Jim Moran and all of them, because he took time to research and know people who are capable of doing this work for us. And he was the one that made our prime minister now finance minister, because he is ahead of them. So all they could do is to knock heads together. And that's the advantage of the Fulanis over us. We are very good at fighting each other. And think and sit down and ask yourself, what do I gain in fighting my own brother? What do I gain? But Oyibo people, if they know the area you are specialist, they will leave you in that area and they will support you. Nobody that knows Mr. Ogenkere very well, his profile, whatever he is, that doesn't know that he's a good achiever for himself. And that was why PM, I love Simon so much. You people don't know. I also love Mazi Ogenkere. I love Onyendu. I love every genuine Biafran. But I hate it when somebody like my brother here said now that he was disappointed in Chioma. Me too. I am so disappointed with all that knowledge she claimed to have had. You cannot tell these people, come back. Leaving our government is not the best at this time. We don't need that. But she went with them because they are not fighting for freedom. They are fighting for relevance. They are fighting for position. Is that what we are here for? No. There are many educated, fine, well-trained,